Well, hello. It's a pleasure to be with you for my TBC live broadcast. My name is Stephen Tyrone Cuffy, representing the Billion Coin known as TBC. Now, however, as we continue to grow through our billion members, we have some ways to go. So we must focus on everything possible that TBC admin has set forth for us. Okay, I'd like to thank my loved one for watching me, and well as little one Kayla and Caitlin. They are always there supporting me. And I want to thank everyone that's in the chat area as well. And I know that I have several people from here from the Banners community that always supports me, and I know I have some more people coming in. Okay, folks. I won't always send notifications out to remind you. If y'all press the little bell underneath my video when you subscribe, that will notify you up to 30 minutes before I start. So I don't send out notices just every daily like I always do. Okay? Or you will see on my wife and my Facebook page under Tyrone Cuffy, you will see on the timeline, you will see the link there too. Okay? All right. And also you may see it also in the your Cream Cash back office. All right. All right, now folks, we got a few things to talk about today, but first I want to go to our great source of information known as the blog. So let's go there now, okay? All right. It says exciting things are happening for TBC in the Philippines. And of course, we know it is. I have spoke about that, folks. And this is what I talked about in this 363rd live broadcast. Okay? Thank you so much for representing me once again. And I'm usually, have you noticed, I'm usually here on the blog, usually on a daily basis, thanks to admin. And this is Mr. Darren Haywood, who also is on the blog daily. And it's titled Review of the Sin Bun Meeting and Bitcoin Contest. Okay? That was all indicated in the blog, folks. And this was Bex Pio of New Zealand, my sister that was doing a great broadcast yesterday. Congratulations for her for being on the once again being on the TBC blog. Said, let's honor the recent deaths of TBCians in the attack in New Zealand by fulfilling our mission so we can bring peace to earth through abundance. So eloquently done, admin. That's, folks. Whew, I'm touched by that by that title. Let me read that again. Let's honor the recent deaths of TBCians in the attack in New Zealand by fulfilling our mission. Hear that? Fulfilling our mission so that we can bring peace on to earth through what? Not through scarcity, not through not through being selfish, but abundance. Exclamation mark. Thank you. Okay. All right. All right. I think that was basically it for that. So let me come out of this live broadcast and let's talk about a few things, okay? And this is what I want to talk about today. All right? Folks, listen to this. We simply have to have an awakening to what's going on around the world based upon what you eat, how you see the world, all the governments and how they're taking charge of your lives, and people. Oh my God, I got to repeat this because Randy said it so well in his last broadcast. No one is asking questions. I'm going to reiterate that. No one is asking questions about what's going on. talk about just about here in the United States. All the other countries out there think of the almighty United States. No, I don't think we're almighty. I think that what the problem is, you got people in governments that think they're almighty. And they talk about Democrats, Republicans, independents. It doesn't matter. As long as they're up here and we're down here, that's how they want it. And that's what I love so much about our Billion Coin, because we're building our own community, our own economy without any of their help. Not from just the people in the United States, but people all around the world. I don't care whether you're in different parts in Cameroon, Nigeria, Algeria. I don't care if you're in South America. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you're in another part, in Asian countries like the Philippines or Malaysia or Japan, China. I don't care where I don't care where you are. It's happening in all areas and segments across the world. People have to make sure that they are cognizant of everything that's going on around them. I've said it so many times, and I talked about yesterday. Be aware of what's going on around you. Folks, I'm telling you this. We have some members that needs to be awakened. They got their darn arms folded up, expect for us broadcasters to do all the work. What about you? What are you going to do? Don't sit back and talk about you while you're not cash flowing, when you're not following the 23-step system. Don't complain about us not growing when you're not getting people involved using the rapid reward system. Don't talk about us we're not involved with the merchants when you're not actually getting any merchants involved. I don't want to hear it. I just had a video conversation with a guy in Nigeria who was talking about merchants. It was a good conversation. And that's the thing we got to understand. We have to have an awakening. Meaning, and some people need to wake up. Wake up. Do we got to shake you to get you to see what's going on around? Or you got your mouth closed because, or maybe you just don't care? What is it? See, the humans who we are, we get too comfortable. We get too comfortable about our lives. We get too comfortable about every little segment we eat. Sometimes we get too comfortable about what we eat, not knowing that we're eating the wrong thing to ingest in our bodies. And then we wonder why we got feeling well, or we got some kind of disease. A lot of it's not, all of it's not hereditary from other parts of your, family. A lot of it's what you ingest. But let me tell you about that one. All you ingest is also operated by the powers that be. You know one way to make sure that you're ingesting the right things? Start planting your own gardens. Stop planting your own food in the soil and let it grow naturally without all those chemicals on it that you are now thinking that's because you put it in a pot and it boils that you got all the chemicals out. But all the properties of that chemical is already in each vegetable, folks. And now you're ingesting that and you wonder, why do I have cancer? Why do I have this? Why don't I have that? Folks, my dad died practically 8 years ago. And listen to this. He used to have his own garden that I and possibly my family worked in. Same thing. And guess what? My loved one that's here on this broadcast, she did the same thing when she was a little girl in the Philippines with her dad. And I thank my father so much for me learning what I did of him. Because I still know how to conduct myself based on what I learned and keep my eyes open on what's going on around me. Folks, I'm telling you, you got to wake up. Too many people agreeing and putting too much stock in our politicians. And this is not just happening in the United States. It's happening in Russia. It's happening in all parts of Europe, all over parts of Africa. When I look at a country like Venezuela, who you got pictures of them just their fiat money just all over the streets because it's not worth anything anymore. And you wonder why they're now turning over to a thing that we know called cryptocurrency. You know, part of the reason that a lot of our governments don't want to readily accept this great evolution of a digital coin. You know why, folks? You know what big reason is? Because they don't want to let go of what that fiat money they got, those millions of billions and trillions of dollars like here in the United States. Not knowing that you can't stop the internet if you try now. That is the only way you can stop cryptocurrency, folks. You don't need a bank. You don't need a payment processor. You don't need nobody between you and the person you sending that cryptocurrency to, that digital money to. People need to wake up. There must be an awakening of our society. And I'm not just talking about the society here in the Billion Coin, I'm talking about all around the world. Because if we are going to get to 1 billion members and want to reach these people out here that's not even listening, that's so disconnected from the world, and then wondering why their lives cannot function the way it should be. You know, no matter if you don't really like the government or like the powers that be, that's okay, folks. You have a right to like who you want to. But it's one thing that you must do, and that is you got to be educated to what's going on around you. Because if you're not educated from what's going around you, you'll be behind the 8 ball. Because can I let you know something? A lot of you have been fooled, bamboozled, hook ring, whatever you want to call it. It has happened. You can't believe everything you hear on the news now. I hardly even watch the news. Because it's always about something negative, about somebody dying or somebody perish. Don't you think we got enough natural disasters with drought? You know, here in parts of the United States where it snowed a lot this winter, now all of it's starting to melt, and then you got all these floods. You know, as bad as it may seem, it's designed that way. It's nothing different has changed in that regard. You can't stop it. But it's one thing that we all, if we want to stop, we can stop what's going on around us. And that's one of the reasons why we're building to 1 billion members. Our admins see and know what's going on out there. The admin puts it in the blog and videos all the time. Trying to get you to see that you must wake up to what's going on around you. And I've had a broadcast very similar to this in the past, recent past. And I'm still saying the same thing. What is it going to take for people to wake up to what's happening? You're not getting any answers. I was just talking to my sister about something that made her upset, talking to somebody. They won't give her what she needs. It's all controlled. Don't you get it? It's all controlled by the elite. They got an answer for everything you say to them. It's all by design to throw you off the 8 ball, throw you away, so you'll just go away. They don't want you to ask no questions because they're certainly not going to tell you willingly. When something like happens around you and you don't know what's going on, don't you know they don't want you to know? But that doesn't mean you can't ask. But if you say nothing, nothing will happen. Just like if you do nothing here in the Billion Coin, nothing will happen. It works the same way, folks. And when you see what has happened with Marlene and I and our family did over in the Philippines, don't you see what action can happen? What can happen to people when they pull together? That's just examples we are providing to you all, folks. I've said so many times, you don't have to wait till you get to 1 billion members to start something now to help poverty. Pull together your own resources. Unite. Be unified and aligned and pull the existing resources together so you can make a difference. If I can make a difference, Marlene can make a difference, and our family can make a difference in just one location, what about in your location? Pull together some of your leaders in TBC. Don't be afraid to ask someone for help. All they can say is no. Is that going to hurt your feelings? Come on, people. Wake up. If I seem a little emotional today, folks, you know I can get that way sometime. But I'm not here to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm just speaking to our TBC members that are going to see this video because it 9 times out of 10 is going to be on the blog, folks. And my brother Randy, he was off the chain today. And if people sometime in their broadcast, if they use a little profanity, it's not to hurt anybody, folks. And he even apologized for it. But he saw something in the sky that really startled him. You know, it doesn't take much to get my brother Randy going. You know that, right? Excuse me. It really don't take much to get me going. Because we read books, we have educated ourselves over the years. Unlike some of people that I know, but yet they're an authority on this and authority on that. Don't know jack, don't know nothing. They think they know. People speak a lot because they don't know. You ever met that kind of person? They speak a lot, but not really saying very much in terms of meaning. They just want to hear people, just want to hear themselves talk, or want to hear other people notice them. You know, there's those type of people out there, right? Instead of spending, if you're a TBCN doing that, instead of spending all that talking, you could be spending that time in becoming a broadcaster and a darn good broadcaster. Be like the people in Bangladesh that broadcast every day just like me. Everybody come become a member, become a broadcaster. It's working, folks. Come on now. You know, life is not like it used to be when you were younger. Everything is now becoming automated. I talked about that before on the broadcast. I done today. I took a picture with my smartphone and deposit a check. Didn't even have to leave my home to do it. Did it in 10 minutes. The front and the back of a check by an app of a bank that I use. Everything's automated, folks. If you don't, and the same thing is going to happen with TBC. Do you think when we get to 1 billion members, it's going to be like it is now? Wake up. It will not be, folks. It's going to be better. I can almost assure you of that. And we can provide 5 to 10 jobs to the working class each. 1 billion of us could do that. You gonna tell me that can't, folks? That will wipe out poverty. Even half of us could do that if we do it right. I can see so many merchants using our coin. Not necessarily 100% TBC. It don't have to be 100% TBC. It could be 50% TBC, 50% of their cash. It could be 30% TBC, 70% their currency. It's all in what you work out with that merchant. So I'm gonna say to you all, come on, folks. We can do better. We can do better. Oh, I don't know what it's going to take. I really don't know what it's going to take. See, we can talk about everything in the blog, but not unless you are actually being active of what's in that blog, you're just, it's just kind of like lip service. And I'm not trying to hurt anybody. And maybe I could be talking about a few broadcasters, not calling no names. See, I can speak because I've seen what my actions have done. I brought in close to 300 people in TBC personally. And still is. Don't you know that as we continue to do what we're doing in the Philippines, that some of those same people are going to be TBCians? You know, kids can be TBCians too. You know that, right? In case you don't know it. Yes, they can be. Now, they may not be able to do the things you're doing. You may have to help guide them. We need more young people to be TBCians. Millennials, they call them. We need young, great minds out here just getting people involved all over the world. Oh, yes, some of the powers that be, they will notice us. Sure they will. Can they do anything about it? No, they can't. Because we falling all under the umbrella of all regulations talking about a private society. They can't touch us. I'm not worried about SEC and this and the EC, whatever. Who cares about all that crap? Y'all get scared when people come at you. Don't you see all they're doing is trying to bring you, keep you down? You got to systematic disrupt them and be appropriate. You get your point across. It's all about how you communicate it. Okay? All right, folks. Well, I've set my part for now, for today. But what I'm saying to you, we have to wake up. We have to have an awakening of what's going on around us so we can make a difference. Okay? All right, folks. All right. Okay. I like what TV Scott said. There's only 2 answers, yes or no. If you don't ask, you don't know what you don't know. So don't be afraid to ask or share. Perfectly said, Scott. I agree with you 100%. 100%. Because trust me, the powers that be is not going to tell you nothing, not unless you ask them. They don't even want you to ask, but that doesn't mean you can ask. Remember that, folks. Okay. All right, folks. I want to thank Scott and everyone here, Farhan, everybody here, the TBC community, everybody, show hand, everybody here. Okay. Thank you, Jefferson. Thank you, sir, for being here. Okay. Thank you, Erwin. Darren. Of course, Darren is here. Thank you so much, sir. From and I know you'll do your broadcast today. Make sure, people, come on, let's support Darren. Okay. All right. All right, folks. Thank you, dear, for being here, and as well as Caitlin and Caitlin. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll be back here tomorrow, folks, at the same time, same place. Have a great day. Peace.